Good morning, multimedia class. This is Mr. McCarthy, and by now you've learned the difficult news that I will not be with you today. Never fear. I've got a special Photoshop challenge for you guys where you're going to take a sequence, turn it into a live animation. Okay, and what I'm going to do with this video right now is I'm going to demonstrate that for you. Okay, so follow along. This, by the way, is my son Ian running through Dry Creek Park at twilight. Okay, here we go. I'd like you to log into the server and pull this folder. The full name of this is Sequences for Animation. Okay, so go ahead and log into the server. Pull this folder off, put it onto your desktop. Let's take a look inside of it right now. There are 4 images in here. And the image that we are going to work with initially is this flying bird sequence. So let's open that up and take a look at it. And by simply looking at this, you should be able to tell that these 10 images of this bird, if placed together, form a moving animation. All right, and that's what we're going to be doing right now. Okay, so follow along. See if I have that open already in my Photoshop. By the way, I'm working with Photoshop CS5. It's a little bit ancient, but it should work for this video. Okay? You guys are familiar with your Photoshop CC, so do what you can to make this translation. All right. As you notice, there is a sky here. We're going to put that bird on a sky and make it fly. I think I just rhymed. Okay, here we go. So go to Firefox. Go ahead and search for sky, blue sky, red sky. No, well, purple sky. Do this though. Don't pull anything too large, and you might want to pull something large enough to work with. I would shoot for something in this area, not this one. Something just around 1,000. So this is 960 by 641. It's kind of a dull sky. There's some nice clouds here. This would be a good size as well. Okay, this actually might be a good one because it's horizontal in length, and I'll show you in just a moment why that horizontal works well. Okay, so I'm back to Photoshop, and I am going to open, if it's not open already, I'm going to open up my bird sequence, and it's called Flying Bird Sequence. So we're going to go ahead and open that up, and there it is. Okay. First thing I would like you to do is we need to change that background to an individual layer. So go ahead and double click. Make sure you've got layer 0 here. All right. I'm going to go to my magic wand tool. Remember, magic wand is underneath quick selection. And I'm going to find out if I can just delete the entire background at once. Let's see if it happens. Okay, so notice the issue that I have with this bird and with this bird. I have deleted a little bit too much. And this wing too. And the reason for this is, let's take a closer look. With the magic wand tool, the selection was able to get in between these open areas in the bird's wings. Okay, so I'm going to take a step back and we're going to fix that. So I'm going to Command Option Z, and I'm going to do a Command D, turn off those ants. And you're going to need to do this as well. So what I'd like you to do is find the paintbrush tool or the brush tool. Whoops. I had to move that around there a little bit. Find your brush tool, and what I'd like you to do is once that's opened, I want you to do 2 things. Make sure your color selected here is black, so it matches the bird. And then go up here to the brush settings, and a good 3 to 5 on your brush settings. And again, mine looks a little bit different than yours, but it's the same function, same place. 3 to 5 pixels is going to work, so I'm going to stick with 3. And then as you see, I've got my brush tool set. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close those gaps. Okay. You don't have to do too much work here. You just want to make one solid black line going all the way around your bird. I think that does it for this one. Here, I'm not sure if this was my bird. The other one that didn't work. Close it here. And that might do it. So let's find out. And that looks like a winner. All right. So I have just deleted the background. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring these birds onto the blue sky. Okay, so let's separate those. And then here's the process for completing this. I'm going to go to my square select tool, and I am going to draw a square around the first bird. All right, there it is, entirely selected. Then I'm going to go back to my move tool. I'm going to pull the bird onto the sky. And there it is. Okay, so I'm going to put the bird all the way over here to the left, and I'll tell you why in just a few moments. And then I'm coming back over here. I'm going to deselect, choose my next bird, pull them over. Okay, and here's the important part. We need to put the bird right on top of the other bird. So what I want you to aim for is matching the eye with the eye. Do that for all of your birds. And what I noticed in Photoshop CC, these birds tend to snap into one another. Okay, but if they don't, I want you to use your arrow keys on your keyboard to nudge that bird right into place. Okay, and if you're not sure if you're right on top, what I'd like you to do is go to your layers panel with opacity. You can turn your opacity down, and you can literally look through the bird and then place the bird right where you want it to go. All right, be sure to turn that opacity back up so you get the full effect. Okay, so there are my two birds. I think I'm just going to animate the top line to save time on this video. So I'm back over here, Command D. I'm going for my third bird. If I ask you in the future what's the good word of the day, a safe and easy answer, bird. Bird is the word. All right, there's three. Find my fourth bird here. I'm going to try and move a little more quickly. There we go. So again, I'm only animating the top half of these. I think that's it. If I had time, which I don't, I would export this QuickTime video and then fast forward through all these moves because they're repetitive. And I think you guys would get it. All right, there it is. Okay, so let me point out that my timeline has been open the entire time. They call it animations in CS5. It's the exact same thing. It's been open the entire time. But pay attention to the fact I haven't done anything with it. You always have to set your layers first before you deal with your timeline. Okay? So I only have 5 birds here, so I'm going to animate 5 frames. You are to animate all 10. All right? So let's do that. So I'm going to just pop out. There's my 5 frames. And you know what? I'm going to hold the Shift key down, click the first one. So I have all 5 selected. And I think I'm going to go to 0.1 seconds here. Okay, so I have 0.1 seconds on all of these. I'm going to start with my first frame. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn everybody off but my first bird. Go to my second frame. I'm going to switch out my second bird for my first bird. Go to layer 3. There it is. Layer 4. And layer 5. All right, let's see what we got. You see it? It's happening. All right? Really awesome. Now comes time for me to challenge you a little bit more. All right? So what I'm going to challenge you to do is to create a sky that moves slightly as the bird flaps. Doesn't have to move fast because those clouds are way in the distance. But if we can get some slight movement from the sky, it'll make your animation even more awesome. All right, so let's give that a go. I'm going back to my first frame. We'll keep the sky where it is. Go back to my second frame. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select that layer 0, bottom layer with the sky. I'm just going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I realize I've got an issue here. I'm going to deal with that later. I'm going to go to my third frame. Notice it skips back to where it was in frame 1. So I counted out 5. Now I'm going to count out 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to 4, so it's 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then my fifth frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Your teacher can count. All right, let's see what this looks like. All right. Okay, so on this, the effect is small. What I'm going to do for this is I'm going to do a little bit of crop maneuver. I don't want it there. Give that bird some height. There we go. So if I go to image, crop, whoa, where'd we go? Image, crop, there it is. And I think this should eliminate, oh, it didn't. Okay, so because I'm coming to the end of my video, this is a problem for you to solve. Okay, so I want to find out, okay, I'm just going to give you a hint. Here's how you do it. I'm going to click this one. So nice horizontal. I'm going to pull, whoops, view image. Hey guys, go sit down. And then I am going to save image to my desktop. There it is. And now I'm going back to Photoshop. And I'm going to pull, so I'm going to pull this into Photoshop. There it is. All right, let's see if we can pop this bad boy into place. See if that's going to work. Okay, there it is, new sky. But notice this sky has more room to move. Okay, so I'm not going to animate this for you in this video, but I want to show you how that can operate so that we're not getting the cut photo with the transparency showing. Okay, your goal, class today, animate all 10 of these birds. Make it look like they're flying. When you're finished, I want you to export. Now exporting is a little bit different on here. For you, it's going to be File, Export, and when you get to export, there'll be different menu options. You want to save for web, and in parentheses, legacy. Click through the 2 boxes, and then your final thing for this first assignment is to email that to gregory.dmc@gmail.com. Hopefully you've done that in the past. If not, big problems. Okay, so that's that. Your second assignment, that's right, I don't expect that animation to take the entire period. Your second assignment is to do this. You may animate this image. Had a student in 6th period yesterday, animated this. It looked awesome. This flamingo came in, just swooped in, touched the ground, and swooped out. He figured out how to extend this and out of the frame. Super awesome. If you wanted to deal with this one, so here's a full animated comic. Put it in a frame that's this size. Animated all the way through. Can be a lot of fun. You can see the little punchline gag down here at the bottom. Or choose this image, AXD. Or finally, if you do a search for sequence image, Wait a minute, that's Yahoo. We don't trust Yahoo to give us the best possible search results. I mean, I don't. And if you don't, then we don't. Okay, there we go. Sequence image. And then take a look at what we've got. All right? So here are sequence images that you can use. Some of these don't work well. Like, for instance, this one. Although it's a cool photo, the one thing that's needed for you to do something like this is a completely clear background. Just like the sky we had. Notice the sky that I just worked with? There were no multiple images of birds in that background image. It was completely clear, and that gave us the opportunity to move that bird throughout the entirety background. This gentleman will always be here as his counterpart, as they'll always be on this image unless you take the time to remove them, which we're not quite at that stage yet, okay? So what I would encourage you to do, something simple. This would work, although I think there may be a watermark on it. This might work. Okay. All right, very good. That person has clothes on, for the record. All right. So your goal, again, 2 animations by the end of today's class. I look forward to seeing you folks on Monday. Nope, I'm sorry. I'm going to see you guys on Tuesday. On Tuesday, make good use of your class time. I look forward to receiving your emails. This is Mr. McCarthy, signing off.